Good evening, I'm John Carter and welcome to Poland Daily. This evening, the Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki will meet with the President Andrzej Duda to discuss the unstable situation in public education. As we reported previously, the teachers' strike referendum is due on March 25th. The leader of the Polish Teachers' Union, Sławomir Broniarz, said that if the teachers vote for a strike, it will begin on April the 8th, a few days before the start of junior high school and the 8th grade exams.
The situation is being evaluated by government officials very seriously. I am optimistic. I am born an optimist, and in this case I am optimistic. I have a big hope, that the agreement will be reached, the exams will take place, the students will be promoted as scheduled. I trust that the agreement between government and unions will be reached.
A video recording from the beginning of the year 1991 has resurfaced and made public in Gazeta Polska Weekly. The clip shows Wałęsa, then chairman of the Workers' Union, speaking to officers of the Citizens' Militia, the national police organisation which operated in the communist-ruled Polish People's Republic. In his speech, the former Polish president says that the monopoly of solidarity must be opposed.
You, as patriots, will find a place where no one will ever manipulate you. No party, no solidarity movement. You are supposed to be the guardians, positioned above all of them. Today, we have to defend ourselves from the monopoly of solidarity. I can see that. When Lech Wałęsa was a part of those negotiations with the Communist Party, such as the roundtable talks, it became clear that he was not approaching the breakthrough of 1989 with a concept for settling the past. We also need to remember what mindset Lech Wałęsa was and still is representing. He always believed that the political police, security services were a fundamental entity of the political game and that you could not achieve anything without security service officers.
Lech Wałęsa was convinced that the meeting at which he spoke was attended by officers of the security services. Meanwhile, in reality, those were members of the police unions who wanted to transform the communist militia into the police we know today. However, it was only when he said he would send workers' brigades to help out the militia that he really showed his true colors.
The Law and Justice Party introduced a list of candidates for the European Parliament from the Małopolska and Świętokrzyski provinces. The top position was taken by the former Prime Minister Beata Szydło, followed by members of the European Parliament Ryszard Legutko and Dominik Tarczyński, and former mayoral candidate for Warsaw Patryk Jaki. European Parliament elections will be held on May 26th with 52 seats up for grabs. The first Vice President of the European Commission, Frans Timmermans, is going to take part in the European Parliament election campaign in Poland. Timmermans is known for his criticism of the Law and Justice Party. The Court of Justice of the European Union will announce the verdict on the legitimacy of the National Council of the Judiciary of Poland and the Disciplinary Chamber of the Supreme Court of Poland on May 23rd, 3 days before the European Parliament elections.
The first Vice President of the European Commission, Frans Timmermans, announced that he's going to engage himself in the European Parliament election campaign in Poland. He intends to engage in two political parties' activities, the Democratic Left Alliance and Robert Biedroń's party, The Spring. According to reports, Timmermans sees a leader of the Polish left wing in Biedroń, and that's why he wants to support his party. Opposition politicians says there's nothing unusual about making an alliance in relation to the upcoming European Parliament elections. On the other hand, according to Law and Justice Party politicians, Timmermans' actions allegedly in defense of the rule of law in Poland are connected to his political activity.
We are a free country. He can come here if he wants to. He should introduce his ideas. People should know who he really is and who he will be as a president of the European Commission. But I am sure that a great majority of Poles won't like his ideas. Of course, some will support them, but that just shows that we are a democratic country and everyone everyone can say what they like. I understand that he wants to support the political parties that are closest to him and his views, but in the end, the Polish people will make the final decision, not him. I hope that the date of the verdict of the Court of Justice of the European Union is coincidental, but until now, the European Court of Justice's work leaves a lot of doubts.
The Court of Justice of the European Union will announce the verdict on the legitimacy of the National Court of the Judiciary of Poland and the Disciplinary Chamber of the Supreme Court of Poland on May 23rd, just 3 days before the European Parliament elections.
Podobna historia była przed wyborami samorządowymi.
With the United Kingdom's departure from the European Union drawing ever closer, the uncertainty as to how, when or even if continues to grow. The UK are due to leave next Friday, but British Prime Minister Theresa May has requested to EU Council President Donald Tusk that Brexit be delayed until June the 30th. The matter is further complicated due to the impending European Parliament elections on May 23rd.
Confidence in Theresa May appears to be at an all-time low after she requested an extension to Brexit, despite publicly pledging that it would take place as scheduled over 100 times so far this month.
I have therefore this morning written to President Tusk, the President of the European Council, informing him that the UK seeks an extension to the Article 50 period until the 30th of June. Copies of the letter are being placed in the libraries of the House. As Prime Minister, I am not prepared to delay Brexit any further than the 30th of June.
Donald Tusk has implied that the EU will only accept a delay to Brexit if MPs vote for Theresa May's deal, which many commentators have stated is merely a symbolic exit rather than an actual extrication from the Union. The news leaves many Brexiteers hopeful that MPs will vote down the proposal and actually get the Brexit that 17.4 million voted for.
I believe that a short extension will be possible, but it will be conditional on a positive vote on the withdrawal agreement in the House of Commons. The question remains open as to the duration of such an extension. Prime Minister May's proposal of the 30th of June, which has its merit, creates a series of questions of a legal and political nature. Leaders will discuss this tomorrow.
Vladimir Putin has not been invited to the 80th anniversary of the outbreak of World War II. The organiser of the ceremony is the Chancellery of the President Andrzej Duda. Russia has subsequently accused Poland of ignoring historical logic and making this event a secret. Krzysztof Szczerski from the Polish President-Chancellery pointed out that Warsaw invited the countries that work with Poland in order to maintain peace.
A decade ago, Vladimir Putin took part in the ceremony together with Angela Merkel and the then Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk. The secret of their informal chat on the Sopot Pier remains unknown till this day. These days, the aging Russian leader is seen as a person whose personal ambition can derail peace and stability in Europe. He just celebrated the 5th anniversary of the annexing of Crimea by the Russian Federation at the expense of Ukraine.
Thank you very much for joining us here this evening at Poland Daily. I'm John Carter. Stay tuned after the break for Poland Daily Weather. It's followed by the business, culture, history and the travel.